Yeah, I think everyone is kind of just raring to go. I think it's been a long time, like you said, and it's exciting that the first game is right around the corner. For me, being back here, it brings back a lot of good memories. So makes it even more special to get the season going again.
All right, next question, Jason Hutton from Fox 17.
How good was it just to be together with the guys again? Because it's been a while. What was that like, just to have everybody together again and practicing?
Well, it's awesome. I mean, when you're skating in the summer and you're with guys, maybe it's 4 guys, 6 guys, however many. Obviously, it was smaller numbers to start, but once you get back in the locker room and you get the energy going and you feel the energy from everybody in there, it's certainly exciting, and we're feeling fortunate to be able to play, and I think everybody's just happy to be back in the locker room, and it's been great.
Next question, Steve Kamitsky from MLive.
Good afternoon, Kyle. It's been such a long time since you guys have competed, obviously. What's the biggest challenge of having to come back after such a long layoff that you guys have had to endure?
I think just timing of everything. Obviously, it's hard to replicate a game in practice. You can do as many drills as you want, but the timing of the game, just it's one thing that you kind of need practice of game situations. So I think we're going to try to do that in the next few days here, just with scrimmages and small replicated game situations. But just the timing and having new guys that are on your line, or new defensemen, guys jumping in into the lineup that might not have played the system with certain guys. So I think just timing and familiarizing yourself with your line mates and teammates will be the toughest challenge after such a long time off.
Back to Jamal Spencer for a follow-up.
You mentioned the timing, but when it comes to the physicality and intensity of actual game speed and game action, is there really any way to replicate that? I know that you mentioned some scrimmages, but prior to that, when you're working out by yourself, or when you guys are trying to stay in shape, is there any way to really replicate the physicality and intensity of game action?
I would say no, there isn't. We talk about that a lot. The guys do. It's there's nothing like a game. You can try as much as you want in the summer to replicate, game intensity, but when there's someone on the other side that's trying to hit you as hard as they can and impose their will on you, it's a whole nother level, and the timing and the intensity of the game just picks up so much. So I think a few of us had the opportunity to scrimmage in Detroit at their camp, but even without preseason games there, it's certainly tough to feel that same intensity. And I think it'll definitely be something that we'll be ready for the first game, but it's going to be tough for sure the first period or so, and just making sure that we know it's coming and whether we can handle it, and the other team will be in the same boat.
Question from Jason Hutton.
You said it's exciting that the first game is so soon. It's Saturday. What are the positives? I mean, what gets you excited about having limited, training camp practice and just getting to play games right away?
Well, for some of us, obviously that were in Detroit, we've been here for quite a while. We've been preparing, and once we came 10 days before Detroit's camp, basically training camp started then. You're in a mindset where every day counts, and you're trying to get better every single day, and you're trying to limit your mistakes every day. So I think we've kind of mentally prepared ourselves to a point where it's time to be able to go out there and play the game and get some results and have that good feeling after a win and learn from losses. So I think that's the most exciting part, is that we've been preparing and we feel like we're ready to go.
Go ahead, Steve.
Kyle, I was wondering, with all the protocols and restrictions that are going on in place nowadays for you guys to play, how big of a distraction is that for you and the players? Does that need time to adjust to, or is it, are you guys comfortable with it at this point? Or what's your thoughts on that?
I think at this point, it shouldn't really be a distraction. Obviously, no matter, the season, there's always things going on off the ice. And, when we get on the ice, we're not wearing masks. There's nothing different other than, having our own water bottles and staying a little distance when we're having some meetings and discussions. But really, once you step on the ice, things are the same. So I don't think it's a distraction for many guys here. I think obviously we're, doing things off the ice a little differently with smaller groups in the gym and making sure that we have masks on all the time. But it's not really a distraction. I think, with the excitement of at least being back here and being on the ice, there's little that's going to distract us and hold us back from, really focusing once we get on the ice.
Hey, Evgeny, I know we've talked in the past about you wanting to get a shot, with the Red Wings and things haven't gone the way you might have liked. To be back in Grand Rapids again, having an opportunity to kind of try again, what's your mindset going into this new season?
Same thing, really. Nothing really been changed, so it's not I'm in any position. But focus on myself, on what I can do, first of all. There's things I can control and I can get frustrated over, so I don't want to do that. 1 second. There's some sound in the back. But another thing is I just want to be myself like every day. That's who I am, working hard, coming in and be professional, do it every single day, right? And on the ice, off the ice, focus on me and getting better. And, the time will come. I believe it. I know it's been tough for me. It's very tough. But I just have to believe, keep grinding, and focus on myself. So that's my mindset.
Thank you.
Next up, Seth Wells from Wood TV 8. Seth, are you there?
Yes. Hello?
All right, we'll move on for now. Jason Hutton, Fox 17.
I believe you had a bit of an injury, arm injury or something in the when you were in the Wings training camp. I guess just how you feeling physically now and ready to go for a AHL season?
I feel great. I'm 100%. I'm being 100% for last couple of weeks, 3 weeks. I've been feeling great, and I've been practicing for the last 3 weeks full contact. So I'm feeling totally ready, and every day, like I said, working hard and getting better. So.
Seth, are you back with us? Would you like to ask your question?
Yes, that'd be great. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Was just curious to see how the first day was getting back on the ice with the teammates and getting back to Grand Rapids. What was this first day like, and is it different than other years with obviously the pandemic and there's the different season?
It was great. It was fun to be back with with some of the guys who were here before, some of the new guys. We have a great group of guys right now. It was great to be back. Obviously, for me, it's second camp already, so it's something new. But guys worked hard. It was some learning stuff that was on the ice today, some reminding stuff. So, it's long layoff, and I think guys just anxious of playing and excited to just get out there soon, and in a couple more days, 5 days more, and then we'll be back playing. But it feels good to be, official at the camp again with some of the guys. So I think everybody's ready. It was a long time, so everybody's excited to go, and hopefully we'll start here soon.
Back to Jason Hutton.
How much of an adjustment do you think it'll be to play these games in front of little to no fans? How important are fans in terms of energy level for you guys? And do you see it being an adjustment to play in front of almost no one?
Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit different for sure, but I think we just kind of same people that go to work, and once we're on the ice, we work and we play and we have fun without even fans or anybody. Of course, it's a huge support, huge mentally emotionally, you know, support. But we have to do what we have to do. If there's none of that, so we'll go and just play and have our own fun.
Good afternoon, Ben. Just wanted to get your reaction first. Finally, several months later, you're back in the practice. Training camp has begun. What's the general thoughts that you have as well as the team?
You know, it's just good to be back on the ice. And we've had a lot of informal skates the last 2 weeks or so, but just to be able to actually have an established formal training camp and really be able to implement what we want to start to implement and start our journey this year. It's been a long travel to get back to where we are right now. So it's just good to get guys kind of thinking about the game on Friday and going through more system stuff and really just having some sense of normalcy of getting hockey back.
Next up, Jamal Spencer from Wzzm.
I know you mentioned trying to get normalcy back, but there's nothing normal really about, you know, trying to prepare the way you guys have been asked to prepare, you know, with the season starting so soon and your guys needing badly to get the callus on their body back. You know, how quickly can you guys really get prepared?
Yeah, well, I mean, these guys throughout this whole pandemic, since we were shut down last spring, they've worked extremely hard with the limited resources, with the various shutdowns in different regions where the players were to really put themselves in a position where, you know, we only have a week to get ready, but a lot of these guys look great. They're in shape. They're bigger. They're stronger. They look great. The skate we had today was great. The last couple of weeks of informal skates were fantastic. So we're happy where we are right now, but obviously there's a lot of work to do. It's going to be a different season. So I think the biggest thing is just is going to be being able to adapt to the different normal, which is, you know, going to places the day of a game as opposed to going the day before. Your lifestyle kind of changes a little bit with your preparation for a game. So I think a lot of that's going to be different, just being able to find a way to prepare as best as an individual, and the players with their routines with regard to how we're approaching these games is going to be big.
If I could ask a follow-up real quick, I know that being a professional athlete obviously is a little bit of a grind, and, you know, you guys can get worn down by the travel and the amount of games and being away from your family. Does something like this kind of not rejuvenate you guys, but, you know, now that you're back playing, make you guys realize how fortunate you are to be able to play and kind of maybe give the guys a little extra juice this year?
Yeah, well, I think just in general, from a staff's point of view, from the players' point of view, from your guys' point of view, from everyone in the Griffins organization, Detroit's organization, I think there's a sense of appreciation and gratitude for all the sacrifices and all the behind the scene legwork that's gone on to get the season back on track. So I think, I don't think that has gone unnoticed. I think the players are very appreciative, respectful of that, and doing all the little things in order to maintain the ability to continue playing and to have this season. So I think just that sense of appreciation, you never know when. I mean, it's a old saying or an adage or it's a cliche, you know, you never know when your last shift is, but I think when you go through it last year, having the season pulled from you and then being put in this situation where we do have the opportunity to play where some teams don't, some players don't have the opportunity that these guys are afforded right now, that I think that's, you know, it does breed for that extra appreciation, that extra sentiment of, you know, coming to the rink with a purpose and developing, and whether that's as a player, as a PR person, as a staff member, as a trainer, as a manager, you know, our goals are all to get better in what we do on a daily basis. So I think that's magnified quite a bit now, and the season's only 101 days. It's a short season, condensed season, but it's still 101 days to get better in your specific role and in what you do for the organization.
Next up, Jason Hutton from Fox 17.
Hey, Ben. So this is going to be obviously a season like we've never seen before. How have you tried to prepare yourself for the unknowns in terms of who's going to be available each game? If you get games canceled, maybe at the last minute, how have you prepared yourself to handle all the things that could possibly happen this year?
Well, there's a lot of uncertainty still, you know, with potential things that could happen. And I think it's just being able to adapt and roll with the punches. And I'm a guy that, you know, I like to be prepared. I like to be structured. I like to have a plan in place. And that's going to be, for myself personally, a little bit of a struggle, but being able to be adaptable and know that maybe things aren't going to go as smoothly as planned. But I think just to be able to keep a positive attitude about things and make sure that we're keeping as positive as we can and controlling what we can control. And sometimes we can't control some of the issues that we're going to face. So I think being able to realize that and just kind of, there can be some times where we're probably going to sit there and think this is crazy, this is nuts, but you just kind of roll with it.
Next up, Seth Wells from Wood TV8.
Hey, Ben, obviously we've touched on how different this is going to be, but what would it be like at Van Andel Arena to be playing in front of either limited or no fans entirely? And how do you think your guys will respond to that, having to really create their own energy this season?
Yeah, well, we talked about that as a staff, and I've talked to several other coaches that have either coached in the NHL in the bubble last year in the NHL playoffs. I've talked to some college coaches. Ryan Martin, our GM, brought that to my attention as well. He just went through World Juniors in Edmonton in the same kind of environment with no fans or limited number of fans. And, we are aware, but we have to manufacture our own energy. If that means, the players being a little bit more vocal when there's a block shot, if, a big hit or, try and create our own momentum. So it will be different. And I think the players will have to learn to find their ways to generate their own emotions. And, at the end of the day, your job as a player is to compete and support your teammates in a positive way. And we're going to try and find a way to have the best energy we can as a group.
Back to Steve Kaminsky.
Ben, we had Evgeny in here a few minutes ago. Obviously, he's been through a lot with injuries. He was on waivers. He cleared. He's back in Grand Rapids. What's it like to have him back? And what's his mood been like so far, and considering all he's been through? If you could comment on him, please.
Yeah, no, Svech he has been through a lot. And obviously, 2 years ago, missing an entire season due to his knee injury, working his tail off to get back to playing. And again, this year coming back down to Grand Rapids, clearing waivers. His head is probably in the best spot it's ever been. He's got a great attitude. He's got a tremendous work ethic. He wants to make it to the next level. He wants to be an NHL player. He does have an incredible amount of care for him, for his own development, for this team, for this organization. He wants to be a Red Wing. So we realize that our job as our staff is to help him realize his dreams. And if and when his opportunity is afforded to him, that he goes up there and the next chance he gets is to make the most of it. But he's in a great spot right now, mentally, physically. He looks great. He's stronger than he's ever been. And we're looking forward to just get him back in games.